Everybody, how we doing today? What I got going on is I'm trying to wire up the van for towing. This van didn't come with the factory tow package. So I'm doing it myself. And the reason I'm doing it myself is no one else can do it, or they can't do it for a reasonable price. After I bought the van and started traveling, I wanted to wire it up. So in my travels, I stopped at 3 different GMC dealers and asked them about getting it wired. And both the service and parts department didn't have a clue. They didn't know what they had to do, what wires they needed, what harnesses to tap into, or anything like that. So I tried U-Haul, right? The trailer towing specialist. I went to 3 different U-Haul facilities. One guy called him up and said, "Sure, we do that. We can handle that." So this is when I was down in Florida. I drove an hour to get to that U-Haul place, and got there bright and early, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I walked inside. I said to the guy, I spoke to someone on the phone yesterday about wiring up the van for towing, and I'm here. Manager is standing behind his shoulder, says, "We don't do that." I says, "What do you mean you don't do that? I spoke to you on the phone yesterday for a half hour, 40 minutes, discussing what needed to be done, and you made an appointment, and here I am." I said, "Well, we don't do that." So I asked, "Well, can you at least look at it and see what I need, what I'm missing? You know, part of it's there." So the tech went out with me for about a half hour. We spent the half hour, didn't charge me, which is very nice, and he couldn't figure it out. He said, "I don't know what you need, what you have to do." So I kind of quit looking for a while. Then when I got back home after my summer trip, I picked up the ball again. I said, "Well, there's a trailer place not too far from here. Let me take a ride over and see what they have to say." So he brought it into the garage and looked at it and said, "Yeah, it's going to cost about $375. It says $375. So what do you have to do? So, "Oh, we have to run all new wires, you know. I can't find the factory harness where it goes, so I'm just going to run all new wires, $375. I said, "All right, well, I'm not in a hurry, so I'm not going to do it right now. Thanks for nothing." So then I went to another place, another 40 minutes away, another trailer specialty place, sold trailers, installed wiring, all that stuff. He came out and looked at it. I showed him what I had, and he said, "Yeah, about $160, $170 we could do it." I said, "All right, can you do it right now?" He goes, "Nah, I'm all booked." He says, "Come on, about 40-minute ride from you. You can't fit me." He goes, "Oh, let me look." All right, so I shuffle some stuff around, and he gets me in. So I go over to the coffee shop across the street, get a cup of tea and a donut or whatever. And I'm sitting there, my phone rings. It's the trailer guy. He goes, "We got problems. Can you come back over here?" I said, "All right." I go back over there, and he goes, "We can't tap in and wire this. We have to redo everything from scratch. There's nothing here. It's going to cost you $400 or $500. Maybe more once we get into it. We don't know yet." Now this does include the brake control. I have the brake controller. I have the hitch. I have the 7-pin connector on the back, you know. It's like, so just for running wires, $400 or $500 or more? I says, forget about it. See, I just took it off. Here it is, the 7-pole. And there is a plug on this that goes right into the factory harness, which is there. It's underneath the van right back here. I had it plugged in. So I went home and decided I'm going to do it myself. So I went online, and for about, I think it was 90 bucks, I bought the parts to do it. And here I am doing it. So the first thing I had to do was put in what's called a T1, which is what both tow guys told me they were going to do, both trailer guys. "Oh, we got to put a T1 in and then run new lines up to the front." So I said, "Shit, I know what a T1 is. I've seen them in, in Walmart on the shelf, $20, $25, whatever it was." So I'll do that myself. So I just finished putting the T1 in. I'll give you a quick look at it. And all the T1 is, it splices in to the existing wiring right here. This here is the factory plug. You unplug this and you plug in this, like a T. So you plug the factory wire in here and the factory wire in the other end, and the wiring goes across to the other side, the other tail light, which is back here, and plugs into that one. So a couple of simple plugs, really 5-10 minutes by the time you figure out how to unlock them, and it's done. That's it. And what I have with that is a 4-way connector at this end. And this, you just tuck away when you don't need it, and when you need it, you stick it out under the door. If you want to do it permanent, you could drill a hole and whatnot, but I'm not going to drill a hole in the floor. So the T1's done. Next step is the finish up the 7-pin. Alright, as you can see with my little tester here, I don't know if you can tell, this top one is lit, constant. That's telling me I got power to the tail lights. And this is one of the blinkers. That's blinking, so that's working. I tested the other one. The other one works too. So the T1 connector is in and working. I cleaned this up a little bit down below. I tucked the wire in close to the trim here. Put duct tape over it to protect it. And then I had this brown packing tape, so I covered the duct tape with the brown tape to, you know, blend it in just a little better. So now on to the rest of the wiring for the 7-pin. Alright, so here's the 7-pin and 4-pin that comes with the kit. I just put the bracket on. I had a bracket here ready, but it was, you know, after 2 years it was getting kind of rusty, so I put the new one on. So I just bolted that in place. Now I'm going to hook this up. It's going to go in here. One hand, like that. And that gets bolted on like that. And that part will be done. So let me take care of that. I won't bore you with watching me screw that on. Alright, one thing I want to mention, the 2 bolts holding the bracket to the bumper, Phillips head. The 4 that hold this into the bracket, Flathead. Why can't they make them all the same? You know, now I gotta run to the garage, look for a Flathead, come back, waste more time. Why can't they all just be Phillips? Who uses Flathead anymore? Alright, the next thing to do is, I got this duplex 10-gauge wire that needs to be run up to the battery for power. So I'm snaking that along the frame here and running it up to the front. So I already have another wire here that I ran for another application a couple of years ago. So I'm just going to follow that one, but that one's in a good spot. Hasn't been damaged at all in 2 years, so I'm just going to follow that along and snake this wire all the way up to the front. So that's what I'm doing now. Put that to an existing tie wrap and pull out the excess. Alright, that's run front to back. Now I'll go back and zip tie it in place and do the rest of the wiring up front. Alright, this right down here is my fuse box, fuse panel under the hood, and apparently at the trailer place they opened that up to look at the connections, and look at this, they didn't even close it. half latched. So yeah, moisture can get in there, water can get in there, screw everything up electrically. Do they give a shit? Nope. That's why I don't like bringing my van or any of my vehicles anywhere to get fixed, because you can't trust the sons of bitches. So I gotta close that up. Alright, so I got the cable all run. Here it is right here, ready to go. Gotta finish hooking it up. I had to mount 2 circuit breakers, so rather than drill new holes in the firewall, what I did is I took these 2 bolts off here. One's for the hood support, and the other one is this fender support right here. So I took those out, I got a piece of angle iron, painted it white, and bolted it underneath there, and got the 2 circuit breakers mounted to that. So next step is to finish up the wiring to the battery and to the brake controller, and we'll be all done. There it is. I got blinkers and I got brake lights. Mission complete.